the cone goes right underneath your hand.
And that's good news because it'll weaken it down to 50 by Saturday.
That's exactly right. I mean, look at some of these numbers. We got 65 tomorrow, 50, and then 35. So this thing is probably weakening on its way out to sea. Could get kind of close to Baja. Stay tuned just for that, but I think we'll be okay there.
Okay, now to closer to home. And while we can't see anything right now, the National Hurricane Center is saying, watch this area right here.
Suspicious. You know, you might look at the satellite pictures and think, wait a minute, what's going on out there? Well, you know, these clouds are kind of gathering in that U-shaped appearance. And you know what that's all about? There's a front there. Yeah. And these things are kind of, I wouldn't say dangerous, but we got to keep an eye on these fronts this time of year. They're very good at collecting thunderstorms around them. And when you can do that over warm water, and if the winds shear aloft, in other words, the wind speeds aloft aren't so strong, you can get tropical development. And so with that in mind, the Hurricane Center has kind of outlined that area right there, primarily for the next, say, 3 to 5 days from now, that this area will be an area to watch for possible development near that front. I think this front's going to back up a little bit more toward the East Coast, but the idea is there may be more storms, and we got to keep an eye on it in case the winds aloft weaken just a little bit and we get some development there.
So a just-in-case, better safe than sorry kind of situation.
Exactly. The odds are low. I mean, they're only really at 20% of development happening along that front, but let's look at some of the models, and you can sort of see there's a little bit of a swirly aloft maybe moving along that front, and I'll let it play out as you go through Saturday, Sunday, and then on into early next week.
I saw a little spin right there.
Yeah, you know, it kind of does look unsettled out in here. So, you know, the models aren't real good at capturing the small scale elements that are so crucial for tropical development, but what they can do is give you an idea of where the weather is going to be unsettled, and it's going to be that way off the southeast coast. Stay tuned for that.
And we already have rain in the forecast along the Carolina coast.
Right.
Now we go to the middle of the Atlantic. We've got what was a hurricane, Edouard, now a tropical storm.
Yeah, 70 miles per hour in the wind speed estimate from satellites, of course. It's on the process, I think, of doing a loop-de-loop out here in the middle of the Atlantic. I think it's going to stay away from the U.S. coast. That's good news there. But look at some of these pictures that were taken when it was a hurricane. The hurricane hunters flew in there, and then when they were in the eye, they took a picture of the ocean surface, and look at that. You can see the streaks of foam. Look at that. You see these lines in there? This is when it was about 75 miles per hour at intensity. And I've never been on a hurricane ride, but I can tell you, I know a lot of people who have, and they say that the best picture of the ocean surface and the prettiest colors and everything come when it's at about 115 miles per hour, 100 knots. Anything stronger than that, you get too much foam, too big of waves, and anything less than that, the colors and all the things aren't as pretty.
Okay, it's definitely something that we can study from afar, and it's nice that it's not affecting anybody, really.
That's right, and these planes actually have sensors on board to sort of estimate how strong it is based on the ocean state and the sea spray.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Stay with us. Weather Center Live continues with Chris Warren and Nick Walker up next.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Chance of rain 40%. Friday, thunderstorms, high 85. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Riding out the storm in the lobby of a Cabo San Lucas hotel. Tonight and new during the 7 Eastern edition of Weather Center Live, the raw moments you haven't seen as the hurricane hit. Odile just too strong for this bridge in Mexico, buckling under the pure strength of the storm as it moved along the Baja Peninsula. Now making travel even more difficult. And tonight, watching the East Coast, the National Hurricane Center monitoring the area off the Carolina coast for possible tropical or subtropical development. what this could mean for the East Coast in the coming days. Right now, it is 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I'm Chris Warren. We have those stories in a moment. But first, a sheriff's deputy still missing tonight after being caught in a flash flood early this morning. There was an urgent call this morning from the sheriff's deputy as she was being swept away by floodwaters in Austin, Texas. Floodwaters overcame her patrol car just before 2 this morning. And to the left there, the search. To the right, the patrol car shortly after a man found it a few hours later. The deputy was checking for low water points when she called in using her radio to say she was being swept away by fast water. Rescue crews are still searching for the deputy this evening. And in California, a story that could have turned tragic. This boy right here caught in floodwaters as floodwaters rushed in to a California home and swept the baby out of his bedroom. It happened after the exterior wall of the home collapsed on Monday. Aside from some scratches on the face there, the boy is okay. And flooding remains a problem across much of the Southwest today, including Houston. Some video here shows people as they had to be rescued early this morning. The water ponded in a ditch where drivers ended up getting stuck. And this video now out of Houston coming in this afternoon. Water covering the streets and parking lots in the business park. Cars pushing that water along. Dozens of cars and trucks surrounded by flood water. And scenes like this played out in El Paso as well. And these storms really firing up late last night. This is a look at the radar as it was moving through late last night into the early morning hours. The rain moving through Texas. And you can see here's El Paso right here and all the lightning associated with it. While this at the same time is the rain, all the water here, and you can see the lightning. So these flashes that you're seeing here in the sky in El Paso with the water down below, some of the lightning there, you can see some faint flashes and then some bigger flashes. That was at this same time here. 15 minutes around 8:30, there was 970 lightning strikes. Let's get to in-depth analysis right now from our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, on what happened last night and what's happening right now. He's standing by in the lab. Hello to you, Dr. Forbes.
Hey, Chris. And then later on last night and this morning, it was the Austin area that had serious flooding there in Texas. I'm going to reconstruct that one for you. Here you can see, watch the Austin area right here. I've drawn this red circle so you can see the thunderstorm tops explode there, and a big cluster of storms gives heavy rain across there. The rest of the water vapor picture, you can see that the overall motion of the storms was taking this sort of clockwise turn across the area, and some of these storms then moved south into the Austin area. Taking you back then to about 11:30 last night, cluster of thunderstorms south of Killeen working its way down toward the Austin area. Big thunderstorms and very heavy rainfall rates. The surprising thing perhaps about this was that it moved very fast, and so it had to have been a cloudburst of rain that fell across the area because it didn't linger across the Austin area, but still there were places around Austin. Look at the rain swath here, all of these lavender colors. There were places around Austin that had up to 6.4 inches. One of the locations right near Austin, there's 6 inches. So that fell extremely fast. We've had lots of water rescues and a missing sheriff deputy as a result of some of that flooding. And we're not necessarily done yet either. Still flash flood watches for parts of New Mexico, Texas, a couple of areas of Texas, and really the threat includes areas in between as well. Some of the rain is left out of boundary here. More east winds to the north, southeast to the south. They're not colliding with the front as well as they were earlier today, but north of that front, we could get additional flooding here and there as there are clusters of thunderstorms. Flash flood warning, the storm's about over in Hudspeth County, but they're coming back toward the area near, maybe just slightly west of where the Austin had it this morning, Burnett, Williamson counties. Look at it coming again just slightly to the west of last night, Blanco, Burnett, and Travis counties, and still along I-10 here and there in the eastern parts of Texas, some heavy rain as well. So we're not certainly done with the flash flood yet. Tomorrow, even Saturday, there could be some spots that will still get over 6 inches of rain. Don't drive through any flooded roadways. Chris?
Dr. Forbes, thank you. And as the days pass, we're getting a better idea, and we're really starting to see the intensity of Odile as thousands rode out the storm in Mexico. One of those people was Josh Morgerman, who rode out the storm in a hotel during hours of dangerous and very intense winds. Now, we want to give you an idea of what Josh dealt with, his scary 4 hours that we condensed down into 3 minutes. 10 o'clock. We're probably getting the strongest winds we've had all night. We're hearing roaring, screaming sounds of an airplane going by. That's a sign of very high winds. This whole entrance, boom, completely gone. The furniture's not keeping up the wind. Oh, crap. Get under. Just get under. Oh my God. Stay in there. Stay under. Keep it. Holy. Wait, okay. Stay under. Are you okay? Yes. Okay, good. Is it safe in there? Okay, backside of this cyclone is much worse. This building is getting literally torn apart, and we're trying to find a safe place. Didn't even feel it. We're going to stop it right there, but we're going to show you the end of his ordeal coming up after the break. And he was injured before the most intense part of the storm. Right now, we start our number 5 countdown of the evening, starting off with number 5. We show you the top 5 videos of the day and the aftermath of Odile, showing the destruction. Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, water and mud. A stuck truck here. Looks like a stuck car as well. A lot of damage to homes, to property, to resorts. So much cleaning up to do after such a powerful storm. This, the number 5 video of the day, and we're going to count down numbers 4 through 1 during the course of this hour. Also, we're going to take you back and show you more of that video as Odile was hitting Cabo.
This is Lydia's new Honda Civic EXL. It comes with tons of cool standard features, like touchscreen display audio. And it's the only compact car with Lane Watch to help her keep an eye on most everything in her blind spot. Start something special now with the Civic, the best-selling car in its class. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
I get goosebumps when I find a low price.
I let him know every time I save $1.
Every time.
Now there's a tool made for you. Introducing Savings Catcher from Walmart. It compares prices to top stores in your area.
No more driving all over town.
If there's a lower advertised price, Walmart will give you the difference on an e-gift card.
Oh, money!
Every penny counts.
Yep.
Try the Savings Catcher for yourself. Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and enter your receipt. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 74. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 40%. Friday, thunderstorms, high 85. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Camera. Oh my God. Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
On my journey across America, I've learned that when you ask someone in Texas if they want big savings on car insurance, it's a bit like asking if they want a big hat. Excuse me. Or a big steak. or big hair? I think we have our answer.
If I could separate the trio from what I've been dreaming, I could never find another day.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Make dinner about dancing and add excitement to mealtime with a variety of food at PetSmart. Now, save 20% on select Vital refrigerated food for dogs. PetSmart.
When I crave a smoke, that's all I crave. That's where this comes in.
Only Nicorette gum has patented dual-coated technology for great taste. Plus, Nicorette gum gives you intense craving relief.
And that helps put my craving in its place. That's why I only choose Nicorette.
And we continue now with this amazing video shot by storm chaser Josh Morganman as he rode out Hurricane Odile in a hotel lobby in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. He dealt with doors blowing in. He even cut his leg. And that all happened before this.
And it's a little before 2 a.m. The worst of this hurricane has passed, but you could see what it did to this lobby. Just simply, it's just like.
And now hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel is here to have his reaction, maybe a little insight on what we were just watching. And Dr. Postel, I mean, you look at that, what's going through your mind? You've chased hurricanes. You've been in his shoes. To a point.
Almost.
To a point.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind when you see that?
You're wondering if you're going to make it out of there alive. I mean, there's no doubt about that. You don't know the structural integrity of the hotel, really. I mean, I was in Hurricane Katrina, and not in a situation quite as bad as that, but we did have wind gusts over 100 miles per hour, and the building was kind of coming apart a little bit, and I know what he's going through. He's thinking, is it going to hold up? And if it doesn't, you're in real trouble. So I imagine fear and adrenaline were just surging through, and there was, nothing but what's going on now. It's here in the moment, and that's it.
And as we look at this video, we showed you about 3 minutes edited down of what was 4 hours of his experience through the height of the storm. So we'll only really have the ability to show you minutes at a time, sometimes just seconds. But Dr. Postel, talk about the intensity and the consistency of the wind.
Well, right. He's in the eye wall, and there is a very big difference between the weather that's in the eye wall and outside of the eye wall. So the eye wall is the worst part of the hurricane. There he's got winds over 100 miles per hour for sure. And it is relentless. It does not stop. It is a very heavy pounding rain. The wind is absolutely at its peak. And then he got into the eye, so it calmed down. And then there was a very quick ramp up back to those 100+ mile per hour conditions. But it's something that very few people really have ever experienced before. This is good video showing you what it can be like, in the eye wall of a major hurricane. It's a very dangerous place to be. I don't recommend anybody being there.
All right, Dr. Postel, thank you very much. You're going to have a tropical update coming up in a couple of minutes, but stick around right here. We're going to take a look at the number 4 video in our top 5 countdown right now. And Dr. Postel, let's take a look at this. As we watch this, essentially it looks like a wall of water coming down. This is in Joshua Tree, California. And this is amazing stuff, isn't it?
How can you prepare for that, right? You don't even see this thing coming. It just, out of nowhere.
It's racing down.
Totally. And if you're in its way, good luck. Yeah, it's a bad place to be. Again, this flash flooding, and there's no rain, right? This is from rain from far away that has led to that.
All right, that's the number 4 video of the day. And right now, Norbert, then Odile, now Polo. Ostel breaks it down.
Claritin D presents 2 allergy sufferers. One tried Nasacort, which could take up to a week to feel maximum nasal symptom relief. The other took Claritin D, which starts to work on allergies in 30 minutes. The moral, nothing works faster than Claritin D.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
Oh, there's an energy crisis happening, all right. A human one. And it's time to fight it. Quaker's Good Energy is just what you want. It's how we help keep go-getters like you going and getting, one bite at a time. Make it with milk for a boost of protein. Quaker Up.
Am I missing a deadline? Will I get there in time? Am I going too fast? Did I close the garage door? Stay in your lane. I don't think I sent that email. I should make a reservation. I thought it was clear. Okay, break. I didn't see that coming.
Its instinct to protect leaves you free to drive. Lease the Infiniti Q50 for $339 a month. Visit your local Infiniti retailer.
So we've had a Tempur-Pedic for a while, but now that we have the adjustable base, it's even better.
I'm gonna go up.
When I put my feet up on this bed, my stress just goes away.
Visit your local retailer and discover how Tempur-Pedic can move you.
Ice cream for everyone! Ha! For me too!
Half-price ice cream cones on September 22nd. This is how you Sonic.
Back pain? Get the same kind of therapy without an appointment. New Smart Relief from Icy Hot.
Press a button and relaxing pulses quickly block even chronic pain. It's wireless and easy to use.
New Smart Relief from Icy Hot. No appointment necessary.
When muscle aches or arthritis pain grip you, break the grip with odor-free Aspercream. Maximum strength medicine clinically proven to relieve muscle and joint pain fast with no odor, so all you notice is relief. Aspercream. Break the grip of pain.
A routine is a dangerous thing. It lulls you into a false sense of living. And there's not enough caffeine in the world to slap you out of that REM cycle. Fortunately, they make very effective alarm clocks.
Wake up. Test drive one.
Current non-GM lessees. Lease this 2014 CTS for around $429 per month. Visit your Cadillac dealer for details.
$129 a year. For an agent, call 188-RAIN-914.
See why the buzz on Fat Guys in the Woods, the Weather Channel's hit survival series, is getting bigger and bigger. Victory! A new episode Sunday night at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 74. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 40%. Friday, thunderstorms, high 85. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
now it's 20 past the hour. That means here on the Weather Channel, it's time for the tropical update. And for that, let's go to hurricane specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. Dr. Postel.
Chris, thank you very much. Let's look at what's going on the Pacific again, because we have a tropical storm out there, Tropical Storm Polo. This is a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. It was a hurricane actually last night, so it's weakened a little bit. Good news. Let's look at the latest stats and show you where it is. And you might think, I think I've seen this before, right? A couple of days ago even, maybe even a couple of weeks ago. You're right. I'll show you a graphic. This has been a very hot spot for tropical activity over the last, well, actually this whole hurricane season. I mean, if you see the winds right now, 70, so maybe not that strong. Maybe this one won't be quite as big as some of its predecessors, but we also think it's probably not going to move on the same track. I mean, look at Odil's track. You remember this blue line? That's the one that we just showed the video of that went right over Cabo. That was most recently, and then before that we had Norbert, which kind of gave us a scare there in Baja, and now there's Polo right there. And where's it going? Kind of in a similar way, but there is an important difference. This guy is going to likely be turning more out toward the left or to the west, thanks to a big ridge of high pressure in the atmosphere that is going to be basically directing traffic out that way. So that looks like a complicated picture, but the idea is that Polo probably going out to sea, and likely the center likely to miss southern Baja by a long shot. You can see the cone is where we think the center of circulation is going to go. In fact, most of the time it goes inside that cone. So this is all good news. Hopefully we'll keep it out to sea. Now let's turn our attention over in the Atlantic side, because we now have Tropical Storm Edward. This was a major hurricane a couple of days ago, way out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. 70 mile per hour on the wind, of course, according to the satellites. And this is what it looked like when it had an eye. This is from the hurricane hunters, a picture taken from those hunters when they are inside the eye looking around. And what I can tell you is that those low clouds right there, these are the low stratus clouds that are often found near the base or near the ocean surface in the middle of the eye. So it's not always sunny inside that center of circulation. You have the subsidence, which keeps it mostly cloud-free, but right near the ocean surface a lot of times you get these low clouds, probably not precipitating. But just removed from that, you know what? Everybody knows that's the leading edge. That's the eye wall where those ferocious thunderstorms are, and they actually lean outward. They bend outward away. That's the stadium effect. They lean outward away from the eye in those tall thunderstorms, oftentimes over 40 and even 50,000 feet in altitude, and that is where all the really, really bad weather is. It's in the eye wall, in the ring immediately surrounding that relatively calm air. So here's Tropical Storm Edward. Let me show you where it's going. It's kind of looks like it's doing a circle out here, and it may indeed do that. We got another big high pressure aloft with a clockwise flow around that. So look, Edward's going to do one of these guys and probably weaken along the way. That's good news. And regardless of whether it weakens or strengthens, it's so far out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, guys, not going to come anywhere close to the United States. That's good news. But I'll talk about something coming up near the southeast coast, maybe early next week. Chris, back to you.
All right, Dr. Postel, thank you for that. Now, as we continue our countdown, the top 5 videos of the day, here's the number 3 video, and this is back to the damage left behind by Hurricane Odile. And a bridge collapsed into the water, and you can imagine drivers now stranded, having to find another way to get to where they need to be. Also, keeping an eye on the severe weather threat for this weekend, including a tornado threat as well. That threat does begin tomorrow for some severe weather. We're going to break down the weekend forecast coming up.
You guys are good to go? Let me just get this out of here. Unlike some places, we don't just change your oil. Our oil offer comes with a 4-tire rotation and a 27-point inspection. And everything looks great.
Actually, could you leave those in?
Sure. Want me to run them through the car wash for you, too? No, I can't.
Get our everyday price match guarantee plus a $100 rebate on 4 select tires from your tire experts. Chevy Certified Service.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn, because it gives me 0 heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain. This is Humira helping me lay the groundwork. This is Humira helping to protect my joints from further damage. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. Humira is proven to help relieve pain and stop further joint damage in many adults.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Take the next step. Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
This man has an accomplished research and analytical group at his disposal. But even more impressive is how he puts it to work for his clients.
Morning. Morning.
Thanks for meeting so early.
Oh, it's not a big deal at all. Come on in.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Under the roof of a home or business, damage can happen. When it does, turn to the specialists who put help in the palm of your hand. The Ready app and emergency response plans from 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hang up tires.
This October, the Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets. Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, premiering October 5th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 74. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 40%. Friday, thunderstorms, high 85. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane. Hurricane 360, Mondays at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Just about 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. I'm Chris Warren. A severe weather threat for the weekend and a chance for tropical development on the East Coast. Those stories coming up, but first, new information tonight as rescue crews have suspended the search for a sheriff's deputy swept away in floodwaters in Austin, Texas early this morning. Search crews recovered the deputy's car. This afternoon, the 7-year veteran was trying to prevent others from getting caught up in the floods.
The water was rushing in here really fast.
One of the things she was doing was checking the low water crossings, making sure the citizens of Travis County were safe. We have folks from fire, EMS, Texas Search and Rescue, which are some of the best folks in the business at finding people. And they've got helicopters from all different kinds of agencies out here trying to locate her. And we're holding the hope.
Holding out hope, and that search is expected to continue again tomorrow morning at 7. And now we turn our attention to the East Coast, and we could see development in the Atlantic soon. Hurricane specialist Dr. Greg Postel is in the lab. And Dr. Postel, what are we looking at? Something that we are, at the past few hours, are hearing about from the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a chance of something developing on an old frontal zone that is going to lay out across the region, across parts of the southeast or just off the southeast coast. Sometimes this time of year, that can trigger development. Let's look at the satellite pictures right now, and I'll show you the area that I'm talking about. It's this area of clouds right here, that U-shaped area of clouds that kind of outlines a front that's moved through, a cold front, doesn't have much temperature contrast with it anymore, and actually still has quite a bit of wind shear with it, meaning the winds aloft are still pretty strong along it. But sometimes when these fronts hang out over the region, they can collect thunderstorms with them. And when that happens, these thunderstorms collect over warm water. They can develop if the winds aloft aren't super strong. And there's a chance that the winds aloft will weaken over the next, say, 3 to 5 days. And with that in mind, the Hurricane Center has gone ahead and outlined this area for possible development. The odds are pretty low. They're only about 20%. But still, this is something we're going to have to watch because it's this time of year we typically see this happen. And I can sort of show you what the forecasts are telling us. They've got that front there, and watch what happens over the next, say, 24 to 48 hours. You can see that the clouds and the showers and storms kind of gather in this area. I want to point out that the models aren't really going to capture tropical cyclogenesis or tropical development because it happens on a scale that a lot of these models can't pick up, and they don't have all the right data in them. But the idea is that there's a lot of showers and thunderstorms in this area where the conditions aloft maybe at least become a little bit more favorable for development. So we'll be watching it. Again, not a big chance, 1 in, say, 5, but still, it's something to consider, and it certainly might interrupt weekend plans at the beach with that unsettled weather nearby. Let's now look out farther into the Atlantic Ocean. We've got Tropical Storm Edouard. It's a 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm. It was a hurricane not long ago. In fact, it was a major hurricane just 2 days ago. And now you can see it's kind of lost a lot of its integrity in the satellite pictures. We've lost all those bright colors. So the thunderstorms right now aren't nearly as tall and strong. And this is good news. What we think it's going to end up with this thing, it's just going to end up circling around, doing a roundabout, essentially, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and weakening as it does that kind of weird gyre out there. And that's because there's a big old high-pressure system out there aloft, and that's kind of just turning this thing over like a washing machine a long way out from the United States. That's good news. No threat to the U.S. Chris, back to you.
Dr. Postel, thank you for that. We're also keeping an eye on a severe weather threat developing for this weekend. And our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, is in the lab keeping an eye on this. Hello to you, Dr. Forbes.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And in fact, the upper air disturbance that's going to trigger that tomorrow and Saturday is giving some severe weather today up in the Pacific Northwest. Let's take a look. Specifically, it's this dip in the jet stream here that I've drawn in blue that is the troublemaker. And in particular, it's this southwest portion of the jet stream. That's where the fast winds are, and that's where it encounters the warm air. So we are getting some severe thunderstorms from time to time from northwest parts of Nevada, northeast Nevada, northwest Utah, southeast Idaho, up into parts of Wyoming and Montana. We've had some reports of 1 inch of hail covering the ground and some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here and there. You see there are a couple of warnings there in parts of Nevada and Utah, and that string of storms following that jet stream disturbance runs all the way up to Montana. Now, probably slightly less than 1 inch hail, but could be coming right into Billings, Montana now with some gusty winds and maybe some smaller hail, not quite up to severe size. As we head into tomorrow then, the jet stream continues pushing a bit farther to the east. We'll have one more day of returning moisture to an area that earlier in the week was dry. This gold pattern wind flow here is a low-level jet at about 5,000 feet. Now, it may be warm, providing what we call a cap. and that could hold down the number of storms, but there'll be enough turning of the winds there from the southerly, the southwest to westerly that if the storms are able to get rooted to the surface, there could be at least a chance of a tornado. They'll probably be pretty isolated. A cold front will drive south and east, and by Saturday, that will get into the Great Lakes states. So tomorrow, maybe some hail in the morning, but then giving way to late afternoon, evening, eastern North Dakota, northeast South Dakota, north and central parts of Minnesota. I'm thinking probably a torcon of 2 at the most, 20% chance of a tornado within 50 miles, but then a little bit higher threat as we get away from that cap. And on Saturday, damaging wind gusts from Michigan, south and east Wisconsin, parts of Indiana, Illinois, down to and through and west of Kansas City. And on Saturday, at the moment, I've given a torcon of 3 there, north and central parts of Illinois. That's on a 10-point scale. That means about a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles. Chris?
Dr. Forbes, thank you very much. Now let's go to meteorologist Nick Walker, who's here to look at some of the areas that are going to see the severe weather, also going to see big changes in the temperatures.
That's right. We're going to go up, then we're going to come back down again. Yeah, down again. Yeah, we've been talking about that pretty much all summer long. And we're talking about a Midwest roller coaster here because, we're going to see more twists and turns than the Goliath at Six Flags here. We're talking about a summer kind of that really wasn't. Take a look at this. Only 3 days this summer reached 90 degrees. Your average would be 17. So we've been a lot cooler than average. That's the fewest 90-degree days since 2004 and the first August with no 90s at all since 1986. Well, it wasn't all that warm today. We had 70 degrees. We're at 64 degrees right now around the Chicago area. We will warm up a little bit tomorrow before that cold front comes through here the first of the week. Temperatures even cooler still here toward the north of Green Bay at 55 degrees. We're at 60 right now at Detroit and at Cleveland. You too will feel these temperature changes too. Let's talk about it because initially ahead of this cold front, we're going to see warmer air. These winds from the south coming up and the humidity continuing to be fairly high. But we've got that cool, drier air back behind that cold front, and that is eventually going to sweep in and bring you the cooler, drier air and the cooler temperatures coming into play here. Actually, your highs probably dropping back down near average as we head into Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday, we're going to see them fall below average once again. Here's what we're talking about. 75 degrees in Chicago tomorrow. Saturday, we should hit the 80s there, as well as in Indy. High 80s for you there around St. Louis with 87 for the high. And then on Sunday, everybody returning to the 70s and some low 70s at that. So Chicago, you're going to come up 81 degrees and then come back down again, coming back down to 70 for both Monday and Tuesday. So Chris, it looks like we're going to be ending the season pretty much the way it's been all season long on the cool side here in the Midwest.
All right, Nick, thank you very much. And you're going to join me again in a little bit to look at some of the top 5 videos. We're going to analyze those. Right now, though, we continue that countdown with the number 2 video of the day. And once again, we're still getting in pictures from what has happened in Mexico because of Hurricane Odile, the destruction there. This in Cabo San Lucas. And we're looking here at the grounds of a hotel. A lot of mud, still wet. Battered trees. It looks like a light pole is down on a fountain installation here. Still trying to get the full grasp of the extent of the damage there in Baja. And we can really tell here that there has been a big beating for so many spots, including this resort here. Also looking at where there's potential for a beating of storms this evening and some heavy rain. Looking at a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings right now north of Orlando and to the west of Daytona Beach there here in Florida. We do have Marion and Putnam counties under severe thunderstorm warning right now.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees with showers. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 74. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 40%. Friday, thunderstorms, high 85. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
There's no question she was the one. She reminds you every day. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment is right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is also the only daily ED tablet approved to treat symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines, and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a free 30-tablet trial.
Lowe's presents how to make your guests think they're at the wrong house.
Told you we're in the wrong house.
Go. Mom!
Get 15% off in-stock Level blinds, plus have them cut to width for free.
California is known for its grapes, and so is my family. Over 3 generations have taught us about growing the best tasting fruit. Our grapes ripen on the vine so that the flavors can fully develop, and only the most experienced hands harvest them to bring quality fruit to your table. That's why we work with Walmart. Together, we guarantee you only get the freshest grapes available, backed by their 100% money-back guarantee.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
Sometimes our co-pilots lead us. They inspire us to try new things, to push our boundaries, and live life to the fullest. At Petco, we like to do the same for our pets. It's why we're so selective about the food we offer, like Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. Now 10% off entire stock for a limited time. Because when our companions live well, so do we. Petco, the power of together.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're covered, Kevin.
Thanks, Melinda.
I have blah blah insurance, so person, come help.
Hey, Grandma. Look who it is.
I see who it is.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
You're not helping.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you anytime, anywhere, anyway. That's getting to a better state.
Raging wind, rampant storm surge, relentless rain. Hurricane season is here, and so is the First Response Team of America. After a busy spring helping tornado victims, they'll swing back into action wherever hurricanes make landfall, saving lives and restoring hope. Follow their pulse-pounding hurricane missions on the Weather Channel and weather.com/responders. Proudly presented by Ram, the official truck of the First Response Team of America.
Right now, we're recapping the top 4 videos, or numbers 5 through 2 right now. Number 5, destruction in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico from Hurricane Odile. A wall of water in Joshua Tree, California is the number 4 video. Number 3, bridge down in Mexico because of Odile, and a muddy mess at a Cabo hotel coming in at number 2. Before we get to the number 1 video of the day, we're going to take a look at one or more of the videos we just showed you with meteorologist Nick Walker. Kind of take a look at what stands out in your mind, Nick.
Well, of course, these are all kind of related. You know, we've got that wall of water there in Joshua Tree, California, tropical moisture coming up from some of these tropical systems. And we talk about that a lot. You know, we say, watch out for this kind of thing. Watch out, the arroyos can fill up quickly when you get that heavy rainfall. And now finally we get to show it to you. This is what we're talking about.
And notice, as you watch this wall of water come down here, we looked at it like a wall before. It was like an abrupt, like someone turned on the hose. So look at this, a little trickle.
Yeah.
And here it comes. Notice there's blue sky in the background.
Amazing.
It's not raining right here. That's a flash flood.
Yeah. No warning. We're talking about, you know, some heavy rain somewhere upstream. Yep. You know, somewhere where you don't know that it's raining. And then, you know, you look up and there might be blue sky where you are. And then you're greeted by this wall of water from all of the rain that fell so far away.
In the hills way over there might be a huge cloud that you see in the distance, and then here it comes.
And this is troublesome for folks who aren't used to this sort of thing. You know, a lot of visitors.
If you're hiking in the desert Southwest in California, sure.
Absolutely, yeah. It's terribly dangerous, and a lot of people get into trouble this way.
They do. Okay, let's take a look right now at the #1 video of the day, and we showed you actually quite a bit of footage from this, and if we can take a look, this is video from a hurricane chaser, Josh Morgan, who we just heard from. We watched 3 minutes worth of cut down from 4 hours worth of his video or his experience. Look at this, people running there, Nick. The hotel torn up. They had to barricade themselves in for a while. He was cut up, too.
You really get a sense of the panic here. It's not every day that you actually see video of what it is like real time here in the eye wall of a hurricane.
And Dr. Postel told us that, you know, he was in Katrina in a hotel talking about how terrifying and how scary this is. And you can see why. You don't know if your building that you're in is going to hold together.
And with all that debris flying around, I mean, this could have ended differently, and we might have been talking about, you know, more than just a few cuts on legs.
Yeah, it certainly is a scary situation. That is our #1 video of the day. You can see that right here. And now let's get a look as we are heading into the weekend, what we can expect as far as the next 7 days, and maybe even a look ahead to next week as well, Nick.
All right, let's talk about it. Ending summer and starting off with autumn here in the next 7 days. And we're talking about a transitional time that's going to include some more severe weather. Up here around the Arrowhead of Minnesota, all the way back toward Fargo, North Dakota. Be on your guard for some of those warnings here. What a beautiful fall-like evening it's going to be here for baseball there at Yankee Stadium. Put on a layer underneath that jacket, all right? But of course, you got more rain coming into the southwest, and that will include portions of West Texas and Central Texas. Flash flooding, again, a possibility. We'll still see more of that as we head into Saturday. More severe weather possibilities, too, and that will include Chicago all the way back toward Kansas City. And we'll also find a pretty good day for the Music Midtown at Atlanta with some sunshine there. But it's going to be rainfall here from the Appalachians all the way up into Maine, and more of that western rain, too, that's going to inundate you. Warm, muggy conditions. You'll feel the warmth there around Phoenix, around LA, with temperatures in the 80s and 90s. Then we're talking about a bit more of that moisture slowly moving into the plains here on Monday, but we do get a chance to clear out there for most areas in the east. Then on Tuesday, more of the same here. We could see more of that severe weather, maybe even some flash flooding if you get those storms setting up right over you. A little bit of rain coming in and some cooler temperatures coming into the northwest as we head on into midweek next week. Then keep it fairly dry around most of the east, except for Florida, which will see those thunderstorm chances crop up again and again just about every day. Thursday, more rain coming into the west, and some of that might make its way down into California, even some of the valleys where, boy, we can sure use that rainfall there. Clear skies continue here around the Midwest, and some below average temperatures. Chris?
Nick, thank you. It's almost 50 past the hour. That means it's almost time for the tropical update. And take a look at these pictures as hurricanes flying through Edouard.
You can search hotel sites for so long that your hair goes out of style. Or use Kayak to search hundreds of hotel sites to find the best deal in seconds. Kayak. Search one and done.
For all the distinctions they've earned in life, there's a higher standard of home care. Bright Star Care. From care teams led by registered nurses to unmatched care expertise, Bright Star Care offers home care you can trust 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your loved one deserves care that's nothing less than extraordinary. Because they've earned it. For a complimentary in-home assessment, call Bright Star Care today at 866-621-0228.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees with showers. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 74. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 40%. Friday, thunderstorms, high 85. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Who says desirable can't also be responsible?